And good evening, this is Bob W6CJX, and I'll be your net control operator for tonight's Papa Great Outdoor Net. This net meets every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Pacific. This is a directed net, so please go through net control at all times, and your cooperation is always greatly appreciated. Before we get started, let's pause for any emergency or priority traffic. Hearing nothing but crickets, we'll continue with the net. Stations with emergency or priority traffic can come into the net at any time with a double break, and net control will respond appropriately. The Papa system is an open membership-supported system in the Southern California area with coverage from the Mexican border to Paso Robles and from the Channel Islands to Las Vegas, Nevada. If you're a visitor to the Papa system tonight, I invite you to go to papasys.com, that's papasys.com, and register as a guest. With your guest registration, you'll have 45 days of free access to the Papa system. At the end of your one-time 45-day guest access period, we'd love for you to become a subscribed member, continue to use the Papa system on a daily basis, and be part of the Papa system family. However, all amateurs are welcome to participate in the daily, weekly, and monthly Papa system nets regardless of their membership status. Again, this is the Papa system Great Outdoor Net. And good evening. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Couldn't beat the weather. Boy, it was nice. So we did a little bit of everything, including coughing my brains out. I've still got cold. Week 2. I'm working on it. Gives me a great broadcasting voice. Oh, hey. Anyway. Hope everyone's doing good. Tonight, this is Bob W6CJX, by the way. Let's get into the announcements real quick, and that way we'll get them going. Keep in mind, we do have the fiestas are going to be coming up, so put them on your calendar. So let me pull up the announcements.
Here are the Papa System weekly announcements for the week of October 20th. The Papa Orange County Luncheon. The Papa system will be meeting in person on Saturday, October 25th at 11:30 a.m. at the Sizzler in Fullerton. 1401 North Harbor Boulevard, Fullerton, California. Everyone is welcome. Come on out and meet your on-air friends in person. We will be offering ham license testing at 10 a.m. for technician, general and amateur extra class licenses. We will also have a door prize raffle, with some great ham radio-related door prizes that you just might possibly win. Please RSVP for luncheon attendance and register for ham license testing at 10 a.m. on the Papa website. Quick Start Program. The Papa Quick Start Program, in conjunction with all of our test sessions, is a benefit for newly licensed technician class ham radio operators. The program is designed to get newly licensed technicians on the air quickly and teach them how to communicate with fellow hams on the radio. You will receive a pre-programmed UHF handheld radio at no cost to you. The Papa system will assist with technical and operational issues and help you make your first radio contact. You are encouraged to join the new Hams Net Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. with Steve, KI6LOV, and connect with fellow amateur radio operators. More information is available on the Papa website and at all of the weekly Papa test sessions. The Papa system will host 2 fiestas this year to close out 2025. The traditional Fiesta Norte, this year in the San Gabriel Valley, on December 14th. Fiesta del Sur in the San Diego area on December 20th. Please see the Papa Home website for more information. Papa Simplex Exercise. Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. Please join Evo, KO6BKX, and the Simplex team. They will be on from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. 2-meter FM analog on 146.535 MHz. And don't forget to check your weekly Papa emails for links to all of the latest Papa system events and upcoming breakfast and luncheons. All this information, and a whole lot more, can be found on the Papa website at papasys.com.
Okay, there we go. We got our announcements. Don't forget, we do have that fiesta. Oh, if you'd like to hear the Latin version.
The Papa System will host two fiestas this year. The traditional Fiesta Norte, in the San Gabriel Valley, on December 14. Fiesta del Sur, in the San Diego area, on December 20. Please see the Papa Home website for more information.
There you go. She knows what she's talking about, and she makes some really good handmade corn tortillas. There's nothing better. Okay, with that, let's, what else we got on the agenda menu for tonight? Got a nice compliment. I guess I'll pass along since we're all in the same group together here. It's a compliment to you guys also. Michael Ricky, AF6FB, was up at SeaTac, and a gentleman said that he loves listening to the Outdoor Net. And he likes it so much that he hooks his local repeaters up so that they can all listen. So if you're up there in the Seattle area, I'm waving a hand here from down here in Camarillo, Bob, W6CJX, and thank you for listening to us up there. But you can also come in. We'll find a way to get you in there somehow. Okay, I just thought that was kind of neat information to pass along. You know, very wasn't like post. Well, it wasn't really posted anywhere, so that was kind of nice. I just read it off of a message. This week, I kind of was thinking, you know, we haven't really covered too many of those sports that require a racket or of some kind. You know, it's quite a racket out there. And I've noticed, and then maybe a few of you have, if any of you have played tennis in your time, that most of the tennis courts are full of pickleball courts. They're usually a combination of. And in fact, on some resorts that I've looked at, actually have just a little, I think they even have one up at Lake Casitas now, and I'm thinking about it. Yeah, they turn their tennis court into a pickleball court, just so that it's the most popular tennis-like sport. Anyway, it's like a big paddle tennis. Okay, before we go into that any further, let's see if we can see if Steve's through with the DRT net. Did a great job out there tonight, Steve. And see if he has any trail talk for us tonight. Go ahead, Steve, KI6LOV.
All right, very good, Bob. And this is Steve, KI6LOV, fresh off the Topanga DRT net. I was not out on the trail this weekend, but I will be this coming weekend, where I'll have some kind of adventure to share, I'm sure. But this time of year, and I know I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, with the weather getting a little cooler, make sure you drink enough water when you're out there hiking, and it's time to transition into a little bit warmer clothing, perhaps add a base layer. I personally, every year, have a brand new merino wool T-shirt and jockey shorts. It's probably more than you need to know, but they seem to wear out after one season. So anyway, always a good thing for winter and fall and winter on the trail. And that's about it for me this week, Bob. But I'll be around next week as well. And racket sports, never really been my thing. But I'm sure a lot of people out there have vast experience in the field. So, Bob, good job tonight. Glad you're feeling better. You sound great. This is KI6LOV, over to Net Control.
Well, thank you, Steve. Yeah, maybe I should have done net on layering. Actually, I have that in my queue, and since it was changing, but this thing just kept popping up with this tennis, ping pong, badminton, things with rackets. In fact, I'm going to title the net Pick-a-Ball. Like pick a ball. Instead of pickleball, I'm going to say pick a ball. Which one do you like? If you've ever, played tennis or pretended to play tennis, it's an amazing sport. I'm not focusing just on tennis, but my daughter got me into it, or we started playing, and then she actually met her husband on a tennis court. He's pretty much a pro. I guess he could teach people. He does teach people, but and they even played tennis today. But that's an amazing sport. It doesn't seem like you're exercising. That's the one thing I like about tennis. Now, this also transitions probably down to pickleball, maybe ping pong, maybe some badminton, handball, racquetball. So all those type of things, it's such a fast-moving thing. It keeps you going and it keeps your adrenaline happening to try and chase the ball and hit it and get it back over the net, that you just don't realize you're moving your arms, your legs, your torso, your head, your neck, all over the place. In fact, that's why I don't play anymore. I digress. Okay, so with that, we're going to see who's out there tonight. Let me see. I got a little bit of history for you first. Got to learn something on the net?
Tennis has ancient roots, with possible origins in Egyptian and Persian fertility rites, and references dating back to 450 BC. Tennis originated in 12th century France as a handball game called jeu de paume, or game of the palm, where players shouted tennis, which means take before serving. It evolved into real tennis by the 16th century with the addition of rackets, and the modern version, lawn tennis, was developed in England in the 1870s by Harry Jem and Augurio Pereira, who created a version to be played on grass courts.
Okay, I didn't know all that myself. Tennis actually came from that word, I guess it's in French. That's why I let her do the talking. I can't speak French, or pronounce it. But it actually sounds like tennis, only it's spelled differently with a Z. And I guess that was, I guess it means take? I don't know. Something like that. I got to go back and listen to that. Okay, that's all I got from that perspective. Let's see here. I guess we could take this gentleman that was out there, aeronautical. Looks like maybe we might have one this week again. So let's stand by if we have an aeronautical mobile out there. Station, come in, please. W6CJX, standing by, net control. Okay, he probably flew a little bit over our head, but I can hear him if he comes back in. I have duplexing. All right, let's see who's out there tonight. We got Steve at the top of the log there, but he can come back in if he has any, if he witnessed any tennis matches. You know, the old days we had, with Bobby Jean King? I think she was actually on at the Dodger game, this last Dodger game when they won the series there. And she used to have John McEnroe. And my favorite actually is Novak Djokovic. I think he's amazing as far as a tennis player. Very, very good. Okay, let's see if anyone has anything on there. If you don't, want to just check in, say hi. I had a great time kayaking this weekend, hiking, boating. I didn't do any tennis. Didn't have to. But have you ever played tennis? Sometimes in school you have to do it, in high school. But I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. All right, I'm standing by for any stations. Please come now.
W8 LOE Whiskey 8, uniform, Lou here in a Hill.
November 6th, Zulu Oscar Romeo, Scott in Eastvale.
Kilo Echo 6, Mike Alpha Echo Larry.
AO 6 KMH Joe.
Kilo Foxtrot 4, Papa Quebec Hotel, Ron.
Alpha Bravo 6, Mike Bravo.
Whiskey Tango 6 Tango.
Kilo Hotel Kilo, Steven, in and out.
Okay. Took a little extra time there. Okay, I got Tom in the pile up there. So I'll put you down there, Thomas. Okay. Well, I think I got everybody. If I didn't, I got a name. If you got a name, you got a place on the net tonight. Let's start off with Lou, W8LOU. What you doing, Lou? Having another latte? Or, no, what did I have? I just had espresso tonight. It was delicious. Gives you a little extra pep in your step. Go ahead, Lou.
Hey, thanks, Bob. No, I just had a 12-ounce cup of Americano Lavazza with one little packet of sugar in the raw. It was really good. And yeah, I'll be working here until 5 in the morning, sitting here behind Agoura Hills High, enjoying the nice evening. Got another 45 minutes, so actually 42 minutes of this shift, and I'll be switching over to the early morning shift. Sounds like fun, huh? Got to keep Agoura Hills great and safe. But yeah, that's about it. Just working a whole lot of overtime, working 4 doubles back to back to back to back. Did I say that 4 times? I think I did. Yeah. Anyways, that's about it. And hope all's well. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope your lovely better half is doing great. Tell her happy birthday. I tried to send her a message on Facebook, but then I think I got caught up in a call or something. I saw somebody said happy birthday to her, and I was trying to acknowledge, and if I didn't, tell her happy birthday from Big Lou. And that's it, about it. And good to hear you, Bob. And you're looking great. They fluffed you up real nice. All right, back to you. WALE.
Well, they always said I had a face for radio. Now I think I know what they mean. You can hide behind this microphone. They can't see you, even if you're doing a live broadcast. Thank you, Lou. Yeah, that sounds good. We'll be safe, as always. And she, I think she said she got something. She got a lot more than me. She's got more friends than I do. I don't understand what's going on here. I'm going to have to work on, there's a little competition here on Facebook to see how many friends we can get. So with that, let me stretch out here a little bit. Yeah, she's just trying to keep from getting sick, and I don't blame her. But I think we're good. I'm getting on the mend, as they say. All right, Lou, let's say hello to Adrian, KK6HNG.
Hey, good evening, Steve, and everybody on the net. This is Adrian, KK6HNG. Well, the racquetball seemed like tennis, ping pong, and pickleball and whatnot. Not exactly my thing. So I never tried them that much, and when I did, I was not very good at them anyway. So, but I'm going to mention something that I don't know, those of you that are my age or a little older, do you guys remember the tennis player called Ilie Nastase? He used to be very, very well known. He may have been even champion at one point, and then it was another one called Tsiriak before him. Well, that was a little bit when I was very, very little. But anyway, just for the record. Other than that, I had a very nice outdoor experience this weekend in Silverwood Lake area, and I discovered there the nicest day-use picnic area that you can ever find. It's gorgeous. It was intended for boats only, but yeah, there is a goat trail that gets you there anyway. And it was nice, clean, with a view. I had a breakfast there, a lunch, and a swim. KK6HNG, back to net control.
That sounds great. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I think it's one of those sports, definitely, that not a lot of people are. You're either into it or you're not, or you might have had to play it because someone made you. It's kind of like doing piano lessons when you really don't want to play the piano. But it is a great sport, like I said, as far as, I'm going to just say mostly tennis I'm referring to, because that's really all I played, except some ping pong, I suppose, and some badminton. They used to have some pretty good badminton tournaments over at our sister-in-law, or Carolyn's sister's house. Yeah, a few gallons of wine and a net and a little birdie, or like they supposed shuttlecock, and you're all set. All right, thank you, Adrian, very much. Let's see who we got next. We got Tom, KI6BL. Welcome, Tom. Have you had any experience playing any of these sports? Go ahead. Don't be shy. Where are you at there, Tom? Put you on the list. One more time, KI6BL, Tom. Okay. You can come back in at any time. Let's say hello to Scott. Give me your call sign one more time. I jotted something down. I can't even read what I jotted. That's one of those things. But if your name's Scott and you checked in about that order, in the order will welcome you to the great outdoors.
Hey, good evening, Steve. This is Scott. Call sign November 6 Zulu Alpha Romeo.
Okay, Scott. Yeah, my name is Bob. I don't know, we got off on the Steve thing, but I could go by Steve. It's okay. That way, if anything goes wrong, I can blame it on Steve. But my name's Bob, Bravo Oscar Bravo, Whiskey 6 Charlie Juliet X-Ray. And you're November 6th, Zulu Alpha Romeo, I take it. So go ahead if you have anything for the net that's outdoor related, or if you've ever played tennis, pickleball, or any of those racketed type sports. Go ahead. Mike's yours.
Yeah, apologies, Bob. I think I heard someone say Steve earlier, and I got on that train. Anyway, growing up in South Africa, tennis was a big sport for us, and grew up in the 90s and followed players like Pete Sampras, Andre Agassi, on the ladies' side, Steffi Graf, Monica Seles, etc. And I think tennis is, such an amazing sport. I'm just concerned these days that, pickleball and those kinds of things are taking away from tennis. I see a lot of tennis courts being converted into pickleball courts and things like that. And, not that it's a bad thing, but I think it's taking away a little bit from tennis, and tennis to me is a great sport. But anyway, that's just my thought on the topic, and good evening to everybody out there. And 6ZAR, back to you, Bob.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. I was a little worried about that. I know here in our local Camarillo park, at least the one that we go to the most, they had a double tennis court, and then they've turned it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pickleball courts. Or would that be that'd be 4 pickleball courts. But you can just move the net around, and if they were like making money from each person walking through the gate, they'd be making a fortune right now. I guess that's the easiest way to show the increase. But they have certain days. There's pickleball days and there's tennis days. But unfortunately, when I've been there on the tennis days, there's no one in playing tennis. So they're just like waiting for pickleball. Pickleball. That's the name of the net tonight. Pickleball to come through. Let's see. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate you coming in. And boy, growing up down in South Africa, that is really cool. I like to hear that. And sounds like, you've had a lot of the British rulings and areas that because it sort of started there in England. And so sounds like the roots anyway went back that far. All right. Thanks, Scott. And let's go to Larry, KE6MAE, and that spells Larry. Welcome.
Well, good evening, Bob. KE6MAE, Larry here. And first of all, I want to say happy birthday to Carolyn. I don't have you guys on Facebook, but maybe I better look you up. Maybe I'll put you on, Bob, and leave her off. That way you can get one more. Tennis. My tennis career was short-lived. As I was dating my wife just out of high school, she was on the tennis team in high school. I wasn't, didn't even come close to a tennis court. So she was determined to teach me how to play tennis. Well, we went out there, and I lasted about 10 minutes before I sprained my ankle. I said, that's enough. I'm not playing tennis again. But I did try later. Well, when I was at community college, I did, over at East Los Angeles College, played a lot of ping pong because that was better than going to class. I think I majored in chess and ping pong while I was over there. But it was a lot of fun, and I learned a few things. Later on, I tried pickleball, but I was already in my 80s with some eyesight problems and getting older and not moving as fast. That didn't work too good. I tried it for about 6 months, and I figured I'm never going to do anything because I'm spending too much time with my butt on the ground. So I had to give that up. But you're right, pickleball is the way to go nowadays. Good game, exciting, good for seniors. If you have some disabilities, it may not be the best game, but it's a lot of fun. I'll say that. All righty, Bob. Back to you. This is Larry, KE6MAE.
Okay, Larry. I'll take your vote on Facebook there. That'll be good to get me another one in my hat. You're absolutely right. I think a lot of it, too, is people with disabilities. Well, as we get older, semi-disabilities, let's say we're not moving as fast and as much as we used to. I think pickleball was actually a little bit milder of a sport. It's very intense. You can play it as, as hard as you want, fast as you want. I guess it is a little faster because the ball's coming back to you a lot quicker than in tennis. But maybe you're not moving around as much. And if you play doubles, then you've got a partner next to you, and you just kind of. I've just seen some amazing, whatever you want to, segments or whatever they call it, games. I guess just kind of as I'm walking the park, some of these people are really good. I mean, they just pop, 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 pop. But it is a lot like being, life-size table tennis, I suppose, is what it is. All right, thank you, Larry. Always a pleasure. Good to hear from you, too. And let's see, I think I heard Hal out there, N6HAL. Are you there, Chief? Welcome.
N6 Hotel Alpha Lima. Hi, Bob. Thanks for hosting the net. And as far as tennis, I don't have much of a history with tennis. I was too busy in my younger days and teen to adult days with baseball. And when I was in high school, I added basketball and football, so never did play tennis much. But when the wife and I moved to Nevada here a few years back, we were up there for a few years. I got involved with some friends playing pickleball. We really enjoyed it, but it got to be a little much for my back and my feet, I think, moving that fast. And you do move fast playing pickleball, especially when you're playing with people that know what they're doing. But that's pretty much my history with the racket sports. Back to the net, N6, HAL.
Well, thank you, Hal. I didn't think it was going to be too big of a hit tonight, no pun intended, but I knew it had to be done. At some point in time, we wanted to do, cover all sports, I guess, in some way. That's an outdoor event, so we figured we'd throw this into the mix tonight. And, yeah, you're right. It is a pretty fast sport, I guess, but you don't have to really run like you do in tennis. But the thing like I said, that I loved about tennis was just that working your whole body, your upper body, your lower body, your legs, and then of course with that, you comes with sprained ankles and twisted knees and those kind of things. So we all have to be kind of careful. But it is, it depends, I guess, on your opponent. If you got someone that's equal to you, even in tennis, you can kind of, you're both going to miss the ball a few times. You're both going to hit it over the fence a few times. And la-da-da-da-da. Thank you, Hal. As always, good. I just heard a little snippet of you in there with that big crash. But I figured it was you, so I put you in there. All right, we're going to try Tom one more time. Where's Tom? Thomas, Mr. KI6BL. Let's see if he's in there for us.
Okay, am I getting in now?
You sound lovely, dear.
Oh, good. For those of you listening and who've never seen pickleball or played pickleball or anything else, it's on a tennis ball. It's on a tennis court. So, Bob, yes, you do have to run a lot, especially when your partner is not doing what partners are supposed to be doing. And you play forward and you play back. And the big difference is the paddle is a paddle with no holes, no nets or anything like that. And it is smaller, and the ball is a wiffle ball with holes in it, which the characteristics do not allow it to fly as well, or it does weird things when it hits the ground or doesn't hit the ground. It sort of dies. So, yeah, you can play pickleball on a tennis court. You can play tennis on a pickleball court. It's interchangeable. Anyway, back to you, Bob. K6BL.
Thank you, buddy. I was hoping for that. That's what I was kind of looking for. Someone's firsthand. I guess it's just a good thing that for people to get out and to do something, whether it's pickleball, tennis. I kind of was looking at the controversy of some people say, well, I'm a tennis player. I'm not going to play with a little paddle and a ball. Well, yeah, there is that. I'm sure there's a few. But as they get older, maybe they'll eventually get into pickleball. But it's a really cool sport. And I was wondering why they had the holes. It's a wiffle ball, or like they used to use for practice baseball. And I guess that is the reason it won't go as far when you hit it. And unlike tennis balls, if you hit it the harder you hit it, the farther it's going to go into the parking lot, I suppose. But it's and then we used to play tennis a lot. We'd play with some balls that weren't quite bouncy, I guess is the best way to put it. You can do the drop test from hold it up as high as you can. I think it has to come up above your belt line, your waistline right there, and it might be still good. We'd play with some that are kind of duds, and that way, when you hit it really hard accidentally, it doesn't go as far. But that makes a lot of sense, and I appreciate that. Well, thank you, Tom. I'm glad we got you in. We've had all kinds of little internet issues today with things, but we've got everything going now. All right, let's say hello to Joe. I think his call sign is KO6 Juliet Uniform Whiskey, but if it's wrong and your name's Joe, we'll still take you in. Come on out. Whiskey 6, Charlie Juliet X-Ray Net Control. I'm batting 100 tonight. Let's see. Joe, is there a Joe out there? I heard a Joe. I definitely jotted down a Joe. If you're a Joe, come on in.
No one should be punished or rewarded for where their mother gave them birth. No ice, no Trump, no king.
And no Joe. Okay, let's see if Ron is out there. KF4 PQH. Welcome, Ron. Any pickleball in some of those various places you've passed through and lived across the United States? Welcome, Ron. Hope all is well. And great Sunday evening.
Good evening, everyone. This is KF4PQH Ron in Locust Grove, Virginia. In my travels, more and more, I was seeing more and more pickleball going on. Saw signs for places and even 24/7 memberships. People just going crazy with it. Where we had our membership out in Owanga, they had a couple tennis courts, and probably 6 or 8 years ago, they converted those tennis courts into 4 pickleball courts because nobody was playing tennis anyhow. I probably played tennis the last time about 55 years ago. I was never really good at it. All I did was chase my balls all over the court, and it seemed like I never could hit them where I wanted them to go, or they wouldn't go where I wanted them when I hit them. But had fun. Used to love to play badminton. That was my sport, badminton. Man, hit that shuttlecock and back and forth, and lots of good memories up in the country place that Dee's parents had when we were growing up and before we even got married. So, but good exercise, certainly. But pickleball, I didn't even realize there's now a professional pickleball circuit. So anyway, stay safe out there. Get some good exercise. My pickleball days are gone, but I'm trying to do as much as I can. And 7-3 to everybody. This is KO4PQH signing off from Locust Grove, Virginia.
And here I was going to guess your town, Locust Grove, Virginia. You got to admit that's an unusual name. I know it's a beautiful place. You don't have to convince me of that. I've seen your pictures and been through Virginia quite a bit myself. So I'm sure it's beautiful. So yeah, you've seen the transition too, and I guess, like I said, there's not usually a payment involved, but if people are paying customers, let's say, to play pickleball at a court, they'd be making a big money because it has switched over. And in the days that are for tennis, there might be 1 or 2 people out there saying so I'm kind of saddened by it because I do love tennis. Not to the point where I watch it on TV every day and that kind of thing, but just the playing it was just absolutely wonderful. And you got this great workout and you just had fun doing it instead of, the usual workout where you're going, I know I'm going to feel good afterwards and this is good for me. This is just fun while you're doing it. So that's my main point tonight. Anyway, thank you, Brent. Say hello to Dee, and let's say hello to Jeff, AB6MB. San Francisco Bay is calling me.
Hello, Bob, and thank you for doing the net. Yeah, I played a little bit of tennis in high school and then shortly thereafter. Never very good at it. But what little I did, I enjoyed. And I remember playing my friend. I ended up running all over the court because he was really good and I wasn't. So I definitely got my exercise. But, I've never seen pickleball played. I've heard about it, but I've just never seen it played. I guess I have to look it up on YouTube and see what it looks like. It sounds like, anyway, it sounds interesting. But But, yeah, I remember in tennis with Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs. I think they started a big tennis craze back then, and then I think everybody started playing it at that point. And from what you're saying, it's like over the years it's slowly died. So, and pickleball took it over, which is still great because it's, like I said, it gets you out there and exercising and all that. So, but I don't think you're going to get hurt as much if the ball hits you like tennis could. So with that, I'll turn it back to you, Bob. Thanks as always for doing the net. AB 6MB.
Or a baseball. Have you seen some of these batters getting hit through this season? Wow. I mean, and some of them are hitting themselves. They're hitting the ball and with the bat, and it flips around and hits them in the ankle or something. Oh my gosh! But what a great series this year. I know I've switched sports here. I didn't think anyone would notice. I switched over to baseball for a second, but just some great series this year, and especially with the Dodgers. If you're not a Dodger fan, we understand. But it's, no, we don't understand. Why are you not a Dodger fan? I know we got a multi-baseball state here, but I think they're going to do good. We'll see if they can do a back-to-back. I don't know if that's been done. I guess it has probably somewhere. All right, Jeff, and some great football today. Oh, my gosh. Green Bay and Broncos. Both games were just like nail-biters to the end. So we watched some of that. We have that red zone, which is really nice. You can see all the games at one time, sort of, in different pieces. Okay, Jeff. Yeah, that sounds good. And thanks for being there tonight. And let's say hello to Brian, Whiskey Tango. I can't do the WT60. I love Whiskey Tango, 6 Tango. That has such a rhyme and no reason. I don't see. Brian, welcome.
Thank you, Bob. This is Brian, Whiskey Tango, 6 Tango. There is no reason. It just sounded good to me when I picked it. Sports with rackets. I'd have to go along with what Ron said. I was definitely into badminton when I was a kid. Always good for a game of that. It just seemed like a fun thing. In high school, rather in college, I got into racquetball. That's indoor with all the walls to play off of and a small racket and a very fast small ball. And all those angles just were something I was good at. Might play the very interesting game of tennis where you try to keep volleying, not competitive, but the score is how many times you can hit it back and forth. That's my speed. Haven't played pickleball, but it sounds interesting, and I'll have to pay more attention to it. Thanks for doing it, Bob. Back to net. Whiskey Tango, 6 Tango.
Now you're talking. Now that's my kind of style of tennis is just, the rally. You get a really good rally going, and then you wonder why you can't get it again for like the next six times you come out and play. But my daughter and I had some really great rallies. And like I said, she married a tennis pro, even though that's not his profession, but he's in that league. He could, amazing. And I feel sorry when we would play tennis with him because he was that good and we weren't. But yeah, that's a lot of fun. And we'll have to look into pickleball. I mean, we could probably set one up on the side of our house over here, but I just been dragging my feet on it a little bit because I thought, it'll be like that beanbag thing you put out. No one ever plays it. We got that in the garage somewhere. Or what is that called? Cornhole. Yeah, that's it. That's a good game, though, to take camping. Thank you, Brian, and thank you for doing the Thursday Night Technical Roundtable, and thanks to Jeff for doing the Friday night antenna net. So we got everybody kind of here a little bit tonight. This is Bob, W6CJX, and I am net control for the Papa System Great Outdoor Net, and tonight we're talking about pickleball. Do you like tennis? Do you like pickleball? Have you played either one? Badminton, racquetball, handball, anything above? Let's see. Stevens and IO, KO6 Kilo Hotel Kilo. And I guess I'm out of my station. So let's see who else is out there who'd like to share their experiences with us tonight. Please come down.
Kilo Julius 6, Golf Echo Uniform, Papa 1.
Kilo 6,
Charlie 6, Echo Sierra Whiskey, also on Papa 1. K6COZ.
KJ6ACO. KO6JCA, Jeff.
Okay. I think I got everybody. Look at that. Well, we'll see. Did I not? And I think I heard everybody, but we'll see. There was a little bit of collusions there, but I think we got it. Well, I'll just name off. I got K6COZ, I got KJ6GEU, I got KE6FVN, K6PFN, I got KC6ESW, KJ6ACO. Oh, we pulled Doug out of the weeds. What, man, there must be something going on there. And Jeff, KO6JCA. I didn't even recognize you, Jeff. Boy, you don't stand out anymore. Just kidding. It's K6COZ. Tom.
Hey, Bob. Thanks for having me. Checking in. Yeah, I used to play a little handball, but no tennis. Maybe a little bit in high school, in PE class, but that's about it. And never even heard of pickleball till about a year ago. So, guess something's going on with that. One of my wife's friends play it. Yeah, I'll go out there and crush you. I can't wait to do it, just to see how it is. I know I could probably just blaze. But anyways, yeah. Sounds like fun with a wiffle ball. Yeah, you just probably crush it. All right. That's about it. Yeah, no tennis or pickleball, but I used to like handball. It was kind of fun. Back to you, Net Control. Thanks for having me, Bob. K6 Susie.
Well, thanks, Tom, and thank you for all that great music. I was enjoying that while I was still sick. I know I don't sound sick, and I really haven't. That's the other weird thing about it. I kind of barely lost my voice for a day and a half, and the rest has just been this upper respiratory type of thing. Is it upper or lower? I don't know. It's in my lungs, but it's being taken care of. I'm taking all kinds of good stuff for it. Thank you there, Tom, and I do appreciate, like I said, those great links to some great music. Well, you have a great taste in music, I have to admit. Let's say hello to Bob, KJ6GEU. Are you out there, Bob? And welcome. Any tennis in between all the other things that you do? Go ahead, take it.
Hey, Bob, how you doing? This is Bob, KJ6GEU, Mobile, Papa 1. First things first, happy birthday to your XYL. Please pass that on for me. Yeah, racquetball. Used to play racquetball years ago when my gym had racquetball courts. Used to be pretty regular player back then. But then gym got a little too expensive, and I wound up switching gyms, and I haven't played since then, unfortunately. Last time I played serious tennis was probably about 13 years old. Really didn't until my wife and I tried playing again about, 7, 8 years ago. She used to be on a tennis team in high school, but she hadn't played since then, and we got out there and played for a bit, and she sprained her ankle, a pretty bad sprain, like a grade 3. So that was pretty much it for that, because the podiatrist told her that she needs surgery. She didn't want to do it. But we have looked into pickleball. That is a possibility. There are some pickleball courts near her parents' house, and we may actually check into playing there, looking into buying the equipment and all that. So, yeah, we're looking into that. I know one of the other stations, he was saying that you could play tennis on a pickleball court and vice versa. I always thought the pickleball courts are significantly smaller than tennis courts, but correct me if I'm wrong. And then Adrian's countryman, Ilya Nastase. I am old enough to remember him. I remember they used to call him Nasty Nastase. He was pretty good, though. It was him, and then there was the American bad boy, McEnroe, that used to get everybody irritated by yelling at the umpires or referees, whatever. Anyway, I guess that's about it for me. I'm going to be heading up to Mammoth later in the week. I'm going to maybe take my camera, see if I can catch that comet. Maybe do a little hiking before it gets too cold, too. Anyway, you guys have a good one. 73 to everyone on the net. Again, happy birthday to Carolyn, and we'll catch you out here later. KJ6GEU, back to Net Control.
Well, thank you, Bob, as always. Always good to hear you. And boy, I bet Mammoth is getting a little chilly, isn't it? Probably during the day it's just right. Put on a couple layers. I'm going to do that not next week. Maybe the week after we'll do layering clothing, because it is a kind of an art form for people that really are into it. You know, what each garment is made out of and that kind of stuff. So it's a good idea. And, yep, I bet she's probably listening, and maybe she'll check in here in a little bit. She used to get involved with these badminton tournaments in the backyard of my brother-in-law and her sister's house. And, boy, those were pretty fun. I mean, the people, after a few adult beverages, they'd just be flying that shuttlecock all over the place. So it'd be kind of fun. Well, maybe we'll get some pickleball players out of this tonight. Maybe that's kind of a goal there. You know, there's a lot of people have kind of heard of it, haven't heard of it, but now they heard of it. But it's just, maybe we'll get some. I mean, it does look like a fun sport. I think it's just, to answer your question about the tennis court versus pickleball court, what they've done in a lot of cases, they've taken, let's say, a dual tennis court that has two nets, and then they've cut that into fours, so now they can put the net stays where it is, then they put another net that's on kind of wheels, and they roll that out there, and they make that into one pickleball court, and then on the other side of the net where it would normally be tennis, they put another net, and so they have four courts in the two tennis courts. That's my best analogy. So you could play tennis on the same court, but I don't think you can play tennis on an actual pickleball court. They have actually that size, but most of them are converted. I think that's what's going on. W6CJX for the Papa System, great outdoor net, talking pickleball, tennis, badminton, ping pong, anything that has to do with that genre of sport. If you've ever done it, ever heard about it, ever wanted to do it, all that kind of good stuff. Thank you, Bob. And let's say hello to Jim. I think I heard him in there. If he's there, I'd love to hear from him. KE6FVN. Jim down in Cerritos. You're welcome aboard.
Good evening, Bob, and everyone on the next Kilo Echo 6 Fox Fox 6 in November, Jim in Cerritos. Yeah, you guys never would have heard me had I been over on 8 receives, but does not transmit. In other words, it's offline. And I'm over on Papa 4. And in terms of badminton and tennis, I've never played that sport. So, just simply hello tonight, KE6FVN.
We will take your hello. Thank you so much, Jim. And it's been kind of off and on with 8. I don't know. They're working on things. And hopefully they'll get that to settle down into one place. Looks like they're online on the dashboard, but that doesn't mean everything. It means something, but not everything. Good to hear you, as always, Jim. Thank you so much. And John, give us a report. The Jamboree on the air. I did get to talk to one scout. Forgot his name. I was kind of worried about my voice, so I was trying to save it. But I did get to talk to him, and I think that was on Saturday. So K6PFN, welcome.
K6PFN here. Thank you for having me, Bob. And I guess now my voice is rough. To the topic, I want to do more racket sports as I get older, or now. As a kid, I did nothing. We did squash a little bit, but like it's like racquetball. But anyway, Jamboree on the Air was fantastic. Huge thanks to the Papa System for letting us be on the airwaves there. We talked to you. We got on D-Star. We may have talked to Doug on D-Star. Through Papa, we got on DMR, and we talked to a scout in Australia. And then on HF, we talked to people all over. So it was really awesome. It was just, anyway, really. So thank you, Papa System. Great Jamboree on the Air, and we'll do it again next year. And maybe we'll get some youth licensed between now and then, because there were several scouts who were like, hey, this is fun. I want to keep doing this. Anyway, it was awesome. So thank you, and back to you, K6PFN.
Yeah, I always thought scouts would be interested in something like that, because they're always doing, some kind of projects, right? And, one of them could be putting a radio together, or putting a configuration, or a Go box. I mean, there may even someday be a Go box merit badge or something, but I think it's so neat. And I don't remember anything about doing that when I was a scout, but it could just have been because of where we were at, maybe, or I don't know. Or maybe it just wasn't brought into scouting. I guess that'd be something to look into. When did the scouts start doing not the Jodas, but just actually the ham radio or amateur radio merit badge. Actually, do you know, John? Maybe you could share that with us if you know.
I don't know. That's a great question, right? Because, radio and scouting kind of started around the same time 100 years ago. So I don't know, but I'll investigate. Back to you, Bob.
We'd like a full report next week, if you don't mind, in triplicate. That'd be awesome. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It'd be neat to find out when that was implemented. I don't know. I've always loved radios. I grew up, I've told this story too many times, with my dad having a commercial radio in his van of his photography van in Montebello. And so I didn't really play on it too much, but I pretended I was talking on the microphone. Good old Motorola mic, those heavy-duty ones too. It was great. So I've been around two-way radios, since I was born, I suppose. It'd be nice to have gotten into this a little bit sooner. The walkie-talkie was great. Talked to my friend down the street. Yeah, it was a good Christmas present, I do have to admit. All right, well, thanks, John. We'll look into it, and we'll see if we can figure out when that was. When did the Scouts start that? Mike, KC6ESW. Mr. Mike, how are you tonight? And welcome. And you said there was a mobile pilot, I believe, or I think I heard him. And I heard him maybe a week or so ago. But go ahead, Mike. The microphone's yours.
Hey, W6CJX, KC6ESW. Thanks, Bob. Good to hear you out there. I don't play pickleball, nor do I play tennis. I enjoy watching, though. It is intriguing. And good game of cornhole or horseshoes is more my speed. Not a lot going on here. Enjoying watching all the baseball. Just watched the Toronto Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners. One of them will play the Dodgers this Friday. We'll play out tomorrow in Game 7. So, yeah, baseball. Plenty here in the country here. And in Canada as well. So, but things are good. Good to hear you out there. And again, I heard it's Caroline's birthday. Happy birthday to Caroline as well. And hope you guys are well. And I'll send it back to you, W6CJX, KC6ESW.
Well, thank you, Mike. Yeah, her birthday was on Friday. Mine was like 2 weeks before that. So it's October birthdays around here. My son-in-law's was on the 10th. Our cousin, or Carolyn's true by blood cousin, was on the same as my birthday. Let's see, we had Lori, one of our ladies on the ladies net. Hers was on the 16th, I believe. Anyway, they just keep going. Nat N6BRV, I think he's on the 18th. So yeah, we're all these Libras out here. So it's a lot of fun. Say hello to Chris, and thanks again for being out there. I always appreciate you. And let's say hello to Doug, if he's still with us. KJ6ACO. Doug, welcome, and how's it going tonight?
Well, good evening, Bob, and everyone on the net. And God, when we were in high school, my oldest brother was on the tennis team, so he played a lot. And then we had all his equipment, so we used to, they used to keep the lights on over at the high school till late, so we used to go over there a lot and play tennis quite a bit. But the last time I played tennis, after you were done, you used to have to put the frame with the wing nuts around it because the rackets were wood, so they didn't warp. I mean, at least they're not as old as having catgut strings, but that's another story. But anyway, and then we had a big backyard, so we had badminton. God, we used to always play badminton. We'd fight all the neighborhood kids over, and God, we'd play with that stupid thing for hours. Of course, it didn't go very far, but it was kind of fun chasing that thing around. And anyway, and gosh, you mentioned McEnroe. He married one of my MTV dream girls from the 80s, Patti Smythe of Scandal. I don't know if you remember that. But anyway, she used to be one of the little hotties who used to do the music videos. And I think she keeps him in line. It's funny. I think there's been some reaction where it shows them interact, and she gets the last word, not him. It was kind of fun. But anyway, we had Hamtastic San Diego on the Fiesta Island last night. And yeah, John, thanks to John, he had a couple hams come in there on Reflector 12 Alpha. I got to talk to Eric. And I had my 30-foot mast up there with a J-pole and a big Buckmaster, and we were with all other ham radio guys down here in San Diego. I haven't seen in a long time. Met up a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time, so it was a big blast. But anyway, we had a lot of fun back in the day hitting a racket around. But good hearing you out there, Bob. Back to Net Control, KJ6ACO.
Well, good to hear you too tonight, Doug. And you just hit a spot where I just remembered my very first tennis racket was a Wilson, and you're never going to guess how I purchased that. It was with blue chip stamps that my grandmother was. She used to go over to Crawford's Market there in Montebello, do all of her shopping, and get blue chip stamps. I don't think they were the green ones. Pretty sure it was blue chip. In fact, I know it was. And then you'd go through this little catalog, and after you got so many books of stamps or pages, I don't even remember how that worked. But if anyone remembers blue chip stamps, and that's how I got my first tennis racket. Not that I'm a pro or never was, but it's just that was my first. And it was wood, and it did have the little bracket, the brace that goes over it, and then you tighten it down with the wing nuts. I just can see it right now. It was red and white. I forgot if it had a name on it. I think it did. Yeah, it's nice. So, no, you don't have to be, like you were saying, just, go over to the high school and just hit the ball around. Have some fun, just, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be, you get good at it eventually. Well, let's say hello to Jeff, K06JCA. Welcome, Jeff. And what you got for us tonight?
Again, I think a few times earlier, I think I got under Ron. I may have been that Joe that you were looking for. I heard Brian WT16 mention racquetball, and I had played many years ago, many decades ago actually, and my secret weapon was a southpaw. So if you can catch somebody that hasn't played a lot, they're not used to playing a lefty, so that would be an advantage for the first game. But also want to mention badminton, and just for Darren, I have a trivia question that the internet has about the badminton, and it's about the shuttlecock. They must have 14 to 16 feathers, usually from a goose or a duck, and they must be from the left wing of the bird only. So anyway, that's some trivia that Darren can use. Back to Net Control, KO6JCA.
Or you'll be thrown out of the tournament. You can't come in here with only 15 feathers. 13 feathers. Or 17. You'll be disqualified. I wonder if they have like they do in the pits when they look at the race cars, make sure they're not going to have anything special there. Check out their shuttlecocks. All right. Well, that's good information that I didn't know. Probably none of us did, and it has to be a left wing, not a right. It has to be a left. So it must be the lefty thing. Carolyn's southpaw too. She's a lefty. So lefties unite. W6CJX for the Papa System, Great Outdoor Net. Thank you, Jeff. Sound great tonight. You sound great. It's like night and day. So glad we got that one worked out. But we would have taken it either way. I just have to turn you down the next day on the net there. Let me play this little promotional thing.
This is Derek with a net announcement for the Papa Great Outdoor Net. On the Papa System homepage, just drop down to the YouTube tab, and you can check out the latest outdoor net archive on the Papa System. You can like and subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest. This is a non-for-profit podcast.
Yeah. No money there, but it's okay. It's for the Papa System, and volunteer my time and our time, and I just think we have a great time. And if you have trouble sleeping, it's a great way to go to sleep. Just put Bob on. He'll lull you right to sleep. I get through I'll wake up and there's like 3 or 4 nets I've already played through. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And like I said, we get some people out of the state that are listening. And you can always just tell your friends and family, hey, I'm on this net. Go check it out. Because it's on YouTube also. It's easy to get to. Just Bob W6CJX on YouTube and it'll come up. But we can go through the Papa System. So go to the homepage and drop that down. And it'll take you right there too. Okay, shameless plug for that. Like I said, no money involved, so it's okay. And I am out of stations. Thank you, Jeff. Sound good tonight? And like I said that before like 5 times. So, all right, I'll shut up. Let's see if there's anyone else out there who'd like to come in and talk to us about pickleball or any kind of ball. Pick a ball. That's the net top. The net title is Pick a Ball.
Kilo Oscar 6 Kilo Mike Hotel, Joe.
KO6
Kilo
HRX
Oscar
Gary.
6 Delta Golf X-Ray Rick.
KO6 HRX Gary.
Whiskey 2 Alpha Yankee Zulu. This is Victor.
Kilo November 6 Mike Romeo Golf Chris.
All right. I think we found Joe. Gee. That looks like Joe right there. We got Rick, DGX. We got Gary, HRX. We got Victor, VYZ. And we got Chris, MRG. Did I miss anyone there was a few overlaps there. So if you're not one of those guys, please come back. No way. I couldn't have got all those. Oh my gosh. I might have to move to that next level. A net director. Those net controller stuff. I was what was I? A production. I was a project coordinator. There you go. Wow, it's a little different. Let's say hello to Joe. I think we found Joe. KO6 KMH. Joe, welcome.
Hey there. Yeah, I'm driving down the 5. Was up in the Fresno area earlier, so a little bit of bad signal. But yeah, no, I played tennis when I was a teenager. Had the racket with the frame and the wig nuts. And yeah, it's a good workout, but I can't do that anymore.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of us have fell into that same boat. But yeah, coming in good on, what is that one called? Adelaide, I think, Papa 39. So yeah, you're making it in fine. Well, it's one of those, like I said, one of those sports that really gives you a workout, and I guess all sports kind of do. I mean, you're always moving your arms and your legs and turning around and bending over, picking up balls. Maybe that's probably the biggest workout is having to lean over and pick up your ball that you've got to pick up. And there's all these other fancy ways where you can kind of wedge it in between your shoe and the racket and do a little fancy uplift. I've done that a few times. And some people are quite skilled at hitting their tennis ball with their racket, and it bounces enough that they can pick it up that way. I just usually hit my tennis racket on the surface of the court, which doesn't seem to work very well. Thank you, Joe. Travel safe home, please. And thank you for being there tonight. Rick, KO6 DGX, Santa Ynez, the Prince of Santa Ynez. Welcome.
Hey, thank you so much, Bob. Cool to catch up with you and all the others on the net. And yeah, real quick, the pickleball, I first got introduced when my wife's girlfriend, she transitioned from tennis to pickleball. So it was like she was always talking about pickleball. I didn't even know what it was, and listened to my wife, on one side of the conversation on the phone, and what are you guys all talking about? Pickleball and stuff. And then, I finally got educated, understanding. Okay, and she made one thing about my wife's friend, man. She always had like her dynamite outfit for tennis, so it transitioned to pickleball. So I think that's pretty much part of the game, like matching shoes and racket and outfit and stuff. And so it's cool because I guess it's a way to keep people involved as they get a little bit older and keep them active and stuff. And one of the things, though, locally in my Santa Barbara County, there was pickleball wars. So what happened was there was on the Earl Warren's showgrounds, there was a hockey roller hockey like stadium or something all set up for roller hockey, and the people who did that loved it. And then the pickleball people came in and said, like, hey, wouldn't it be good if we just kind of plowed it over and turned it into pickleball courts? So then they got into pros and cons over that, and it was a little local issue, and I don't even know how it turned out, but you never know. I think the pickleball people probably might have won out, but you could play roller hockey. Well, I don't know. Anyways, it's an issue here locally. I wonder how it goes out there in the rest of the world. Back to net, KO6DGX. Back to the net czar.
All right, you get the Netzar bell. Thanks for that. The Netzar. Oh boy, I love it. Anyway, we all try to do our best here. And yeah, I know where that Earl Warren Showgrounds is. I used to go by there every day on the freeway. And I guess they've back in the day had some really awesome concerts. I think my brother-in-law played there back, God, I don't know, probably in the 60s. And I believe they opened for Jimi Hendrix. That was probably the only time I think he ever played with, or played on the same stage at whatever with Jimi Hendrix. But I remember that being on the Earl Warren Showgrounds. W6CJX for the Papa System Great Outdoor Net. Thank you, Rick. Yeah, I guess you would be trying to figure out what the conversation is. You guys are talking about hitting a pickleball? I know it drums up all kinds of imagination. Thank you, Rick. Let's say hello to Gary, KO6HRX. Good evening, Gary, and welcome to the Great Outdoors.
Good evening, Bob, and everyone on the net. The unique net of the week, and happy belated birthday to the unique couple. Moving along, we're going to talk about my childhood, playing ping pong. That was one of the aspects, table tennis, whatever you wish to call it. And we would play so rough at times that the ball would get dented, and we would use lighters to bring the ball back to shape. It did a pretty good job, and it would hold out for a long enough period of time. But that's about as far as that went. Then moving on to trying handball, I gave that about 5 minutes and said, nah, enough of that. Tried racquetball, about the same thing, 5 minutes up, had enough of that. Did like playing badminton, that was pretty good. But when it comes to tennis, well, that didn't work out so well. And so each one of us, whether it be one of my children or my wife, we would have 6 tennis balls. And the new object of the new game was slam the balls into the chain link fence, and whoever had the tightest group would be the winner. Other than all of that, one of my favorite sports is dodgeball. If you want to get your aggressions out, that's a great game to play. Anyway, back over to net control. This is KO6HRX.
Wow, you hit the nail on the head for that one. I remember that dodgeball in elementary school. So let's say that was up to 7th grade in Idlewild, and then we had to go down to Hemet. But we used to play that, and it was like you could get revenge. You get back at Jimmy or Sally, or I'm just making names up, Tommy, for hitting you in the face with the ball on the last recess or whenever it was. Yeah, you get some good, and some of these guys could really throw that ball, and it hurt when it would hit you. But yeah, that was dodgeball was a lot of fun. I guess they made a movie out of dodgeball. I don't know. I never watched it, but I remember seeing that. Oh, that's great, Gary. I appreciate it, and sound like you got to test all the waters of the different sports there. Let's say hello to Victor, W2VYZ, VYZ, I think it is. I wrote it right. Good evening, Victor, and what's happening?
Hey, good evening, Bob. It's good to hear you on the Sunday night. This weekend I was part of our Jota team at the Cerro Novo Estate. About 8,000 feet elevation. They still have snow coverage all around the campsite. So about 30, 40 scouts, and we did some jamboree on the air. I was doing a satellite tracking, basically using a couple of rotators and tracking satellites, doing conversations from satellite. But unfortunately, something went wrong. I couldn't get anybody to respond to me somehow. But we did have fun. It showcased the technology in a way. Right. Also, regarding the topic of playing ball, I never played much tennis, but I did play badminton for some time. And play badminton very different from tennis. With tennis, you need your arm strength and elbow strength, but badminton, you need wrist. Your wrist has to be really strong and flexible, and you have to run really fast. So probably a challenge. Burn a lot more calories as well. Right, back to the net, W2AYZ.
Well, I'm glad we had a badmintoner out there, and yeah, that was all in the wrist kind of thing. I think I remember playing that in school too, like, recess, or not recess, but actually in when you'd go to physical ed, and PE, and I think that was one of the sports you could take. Everyone else doing football, They're out there with the badminton, swinging it back and forth, pretending we knew what we were doing. It was fun. And then I did do some tennis, I think in high school. That got me into it. And then one of my best friends he was almost a pro too. But he was the guy that, you go play with him. He's like, all right, I'll play with you. He knows it's not going to be any fun for him, but it was fun for me. Anyway, got to learn a little bit about it. Thank you, Victor. And sound like a great Joda to this weekend. I think it was, like John said, just turned out perfect. So I think I heard some people from Catalina and different places. So I have to really make a big deal out of it next year. I'll get my radar open so I can see when it's coming in, and we'll make an even bigger deal and maybe dedicate the net to that and make it even bigger. Thank you, Victor, as always. Appreciate you coming in here. And let's say I got Chris, last but not least, KN6MRG. Welcome, Chris.
Good evening, everyone. So I never played tennis. Badminton, I loved. One of the things I want to say, so in high school, one of the PE teachers gave us this game of table tennis called Buzz Up. So you lose a point, and then you basically raise your shirt, and the opposing team gets to hit the ping pong ball. KN6MRG.
All right, there you go. Thanks, Chris. Wow, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun. I mean, getting ping pong balls hit towards your back. It reminds me of what they do with those little like an acupuncture where they heat up the glass cups or whatever they are. I can picture it anyway, and it raises your skin or pulls all the stuff out of your skin. It has nothing to do with any of these sports, but it just sounded like that could be what your back might look like. You still there? Go ahead, Chris.
Was teaching you to get better, and that were the coaching staff of the PE team.
Oh, okay, so it was actually the coaching staff. Oh, that's different. Yeah. Anytime I think of PE at all, and I'm sure a few of you out there can date yourselves to this point of getting SWATs. I don't know that I actually got one. I might have. I don't remember doing anything that bad. But I did see that a few times, and boy, these big, huge paddles, and then if the paddle wasn't bad enough, they'd put drilled holes in it so that it wouldn't kind of have like the fly swatter effect. It wouldn't cushion the blow as much. So, oh my gosh, some of these guys could barely walk when they leave. Now that pretty much is child abuse from an adult to someone that's in school. I'm thinking mostly junior high when I remember having SWATs. Yikes. Anyway, with that, let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and close the net. I do appreciate everyone coming in tonight and being there. We just thought we'd do this for something different. I think most of us are more outdoorsy, camping, all that good stuff. But yeah, we got a good turnout with it tonight. We got a full page from top to bottom. Jeez, that's actually more than last week. But and we'll see what's happening next week with Halloween coming. We'll kind of figure out a good topic. I got one picked out, so we'll work with that. And I hope everyone has a great week ahead. We start our week here on Sunday nights just so that Monday doesn't seem so bad. And I thank the tech team and Cecil with his legendary leadership. And, of course, all the net controllers out there. We couldn't have the nets. We have some great nets out here. I'm not tooting my horn. I'm just saying we have some great nets. And I think it's worthy of the whole Papa system for sure to be there and attend the nets and then learn something. We all learn something. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close the net at 21:24. We'll get it in under the wire. And if you, like I said, if you want to hear this, a lot better version of tonight, it'll be cleaned up quite a bit. And tomorrow afternoon, just go to the Papa website, to the homepage, drop down to the YouTube drop down, go down to there, slide down a couple, and you'll see the Great Outdoor Net archive. I wish we could do that for all the nets. I got my hands full with that one, but maybe some of the other net controllers might try to do that. It is a lot of fun and provides some good information for later on. So with that, I'll close the net and say W6CJX is clear for the frequency.